Hello everybody, this is Frogman. Welcome back to FTB Skies. We've been playing around in the nether doing various little projects, including collecting these little clowns up. I think they managed to get in there and kill my wither, which I guess is fine. We can probably just go ahead and tear that whole mess down. In between episodes, we managed to accumulate the plutonium pellets that we needed, as well as, we just went ahead and made a whole stack of them, and I have since kind of done a little bit more work over here, which is why we're in the nether. So I went ahead and set up at least a turbine, because of the fact that that turbine is basically going to return, once you put a few parts in it, it's going to return the same amount of water as you push in for steam. So you can kind of stop playing this game over here, and then you can then pretty much run this reactor as fast as you feel like it. So we're currently pushing it about 15 millibuckets a tick as far as using our fissile fuel. I am currently making 16 millibuckets a tick of fissile fuel back at base. So I figured that was a good spot to just kind of set it so that we'll slowly accumulate extra stuff over time. So it is very slowly growing up. When I started this morning, I was noticing I was having some problems between here and there, and it was because I didn't have this area chunk loaded for whatever reason. So I don't know. Anyhow, we're gonna go ahead, clear out a little bit more. I'm gonna do one more stack of fluorite dust as far as making plutonium pellets. Hopefully that will be enough for us for a while. But at that rate, I am a little concerned that we're not going to be able to eat up these guys. I swear, did you jump all the way down here to come say hi to me? Here, let me go take care of your friend as well, and your friend as well. There, we've got 50 wither skeletons. It's just the nether and the fact that there's no place for things to spawn, and I guess I just don't really care at this point. We'll just leave them alone. Anyhow, I am a little concerned here that at the rate we're going, I'm going to have to put some more barrels down, because they're not absorbing things fast enough, and I do need to get the plutonium out of that one, which I can pretty much do. Plutonium does not decay inside a radioactive waste barrel or a radioactive barrel. It just sits there, so it's a way of being able to store it for whatever and not having to worry about things. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to put down a few more barrels, which is not a big deal. They're not really all that big, plus they hold an awful lot. So can I pick you up without dropping one of you? Thank you. They hold a lot, so we can kind of turn it on and do what we need to do and let it run. The next major step after we get this last little bit done here, this fluorite dust is a problem for us, mainly because of the fact that it's not very renewable right now. It's one of the least things that we can get out of the gravel that we are currently sifting, so we may have to either set up a laser drill to get the fluorite ore, or I may have to go after a bee, possibly for this comb here. It's basically a diamond bee that I give a block of fluorite to, so we may try to go do that real fast. I did go through the breeding upgrade into one of those hives, but I guess we'll let it run. So it's not amazing, and I'm gonna say it's not amazing because it's only making about well, it's kind of hard to guess right now. I guess it's making about 342 FE, or 342,000 FE a tick. And this number goes up based on, how much steam you feed it. So theoretically, it could probably make close to, close to like 1 million, probably. I don't know, maybe 1.4 million is maybe what it's capable of doing if I were able to fill it with as much steam as I possibly can. So, like, this is a 5x5 by whatever the heck it is tall reactor. This is a something by something, whatever it is, turbine. Turbines are a little bit of a pain in the butt in that if you want it to recycle the water or the steam, you have to put something in that is not in the ponder, and those are condensing somethings or other. These guys right here, saturating condensers. A saturating condenser, I had the page open. Where did it go? 1 second. Okay, there's the page. A saturating condenser, according to the FTB wiki, will do 3,200 millibuckets of steam into water per tick, or 32 buckets of water, 32 buckets of steam into water per tick. So one of your limiting problems could be here that if you decided you wanted to try to recover the water to put it back into the reactor, you need to make sure that you're making enough of these to be able to cover up or recover this much water. So that's the steam into however that works. The other dumb thing, and like I say, the other dumb thing that I don't care for about this is the fact that the reactor, well, the turbine will have output, or will have ports for input and output. Input of steam, output of RF. But if you want to gather the water up, you have to put in those condensing things, these, and then you have to place, well, pipes on the fluid vents on the, or the vents on the outside, in order to be able to recapture the water and put it back into the thing. Now, I am absolutely unsure if I have too many or too much. I don't know. I just kind of slapped this together and we're just kind of letting it run, mainly because of the fact that getting rid of that steam, or at least being able to pump the water back into this reactor as fast as we can put it into there, means that I can run this at a, again, like I said, 15 millibuckets. Now, we can turn this up a little bit, but I don't feel like trying to make any more than that. It's already costing me like almost 10,000 RF a tick to run this. So yeah, I think we're fine at this point. So most of this stuff has been upgraded, automated, all those kinds of things, so we can kind of just keep things going. But yeah, as soon as this gets over to where we have 2 stacks of this, I'm probably just going to shut this off. I might even be very careful about how we do all this. I might just leave it sit right there and just disconnect that thing right there. Just unhook this, and then we'll build the next step. The next step, of course, is going to be, we need to kind of make some plastic to do the thing that we need to do in order to do the thing. Let's get back to base. All right, and over here, the only thing that I have done pretty much is just stuck in upgrades into everything so that it all kind of works at around what I said it was going to be, which is about 16 millibuckets per tick. This has got, I forget how many, it's like 4 speed upgrades. I think everything is either 4 or 3. These are upgraded to 4 because this side, for whatever reason, this process is kind of slow, and I went ahead and upgraded this just to make sure. This is overkill, and I know it's overkill. I probably could just get away with some more speed upgrades than that, but hey, tier upgrades are cheaper at times, or easier to make than the thing actually is, or the speed upgrades are, so they'll work just fine. Everything else, I do believe, is just functional. It's just kind of sitting here doing the work. The biggest problem, again, is the fact that in order to keep this running, we're going to need to be able to make a lot more fluorite, which we're not doing terrible on, but again, it's not a whole... This process plus the one in the nether is kind of expensive. So let's go downstairs real quick. I want to look at a bee real quick. I did go ahead and upgrade this. Good. So we have 2 more diamond bees. We'll pull that out, and 2 of these guys are children. 2 of those are adults. I think we're going to go ahead and attempt to do this. So 1, 2, put those in there, and I'm going to take the 2 of that. Hey, stop. Thank you. Diamond. We'll go ahead and do this so that those can't go out of there, and go get us a couple of the cages, of which I have an awful lot of cages apparently. Can I make cage? How I make? Where did all my cages go? They're probably in this, aren't they? Yeah, there they are. Okay, 1, 2. It should grab the 2 eldest. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'll grab the last 2. Adult. Okay, so we'll let the children just grow up in there. They'll be fine. We've got plenty of diamonds. And then I need 2 more of them to get them into the next thing. 1, 2, and then I have to program this whole deal. But yeah, this is a bee conversion. I know we haven't really, we've talked about this several times. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's get these down to where we can actually do a few things with them. So converting a bee is pretty simple. Actually, the cheater thingy is to do this. Flower. Do I have a flower? I do. Put that in your offhand so that they don't run off. If you place him down on the ground, that is a diamond bee. And if I go like this, that is now, or should be, a fluorite bee, and I can grab it, and then do the same thing here, fluorite, and grab it. If you hold the flower in your offhand, they won't run away because they think you're trying to feed them. So next step, we need to put this in here, which means I need to get a fluorite block. Oh, let's see. I just need 1. And then I'm going to have to program this whole mess into this whole deal. So you guys, fluorite B, and then I need 1 of those. So a funnel. Not a funnel. What are those things? Chutes? Been a minute since I've had to look at them. It's one of these. Yes. Thank you. So that will filter the stuff into it, and then we can do that. We'll put a fluorite block in here for these guys next to the emerald block. And then we should be able to go on about business. Those will slowly process over time. I will have to wait until I can get I guess I can take care of it in here, but I gotta let all this kind of calm down. It looks like everybody did all the things right now. That should help at least a little bit. We are processing the gravel right now again, but again, this is very, very, very kind of slowish, and I'm not really all that happy with how that works. So if that does not speed up our process, we will go ahead and set up a laser drill with this specific filter just for that deal. So I'm going to let that run a little bit so that I can get this programmed, and then I will see you guys in just a second. All right, a little bit of messing around later. We have a little bit of plutonium. All right, I can't spell for nothing. Yeah, PLU. We have 2 stacks at this point. I've got the reactor shut off because, well, we're kind of at a point again. Little concerned, like I stated, we are out of this material here. So I went, again, the bees just got them set up, squared away. I went ahead and just kind of did a little bit of this too, because of the fact that this produces a different kind of honey than this produces a different kind of honey, and that took. This is another one of those things where, again, it's probably just part of the fact that someone forgot about it, but in order to process those combs, we have to use a centrifuge, and every single other comb that we have can be processed in a basin. So I had to set up another setup to do this, to be able to process it, but it's a 50% chance on this to get one of those. It's incredibly slow, so we will continue to sift for it, and I will likely go ahead and build we'll build a laser drill should we need it when the time comes. So, with what's left of today, with what is left of today, I want to go ahead and come on quest book. We need to go ahead and finish this process, which is going to be figuring out how to set up an infused or build an infused hell shelf, which is an infusion enchanting, and I have no idea what this is. So we need to make us I do believe actually I have an enchanting table laying around somewhere, right? Possibly? Okay. I have no idea, again, what this is all about, because this is hypothesis. This is a new thing. Hi. Go away. What'd you give me? More claws? All right, so hypothesis is going to be somewhere. Let me find it very quickly. Interestingly enough, there's just no discussion, I don't think, anywhere in the entire quest book, correct? Anyhow, let's go ahead and make the manual. I might even already have the manual somewhere. Let me see. Hypothesis. What does the manual look like? That one. I already made it. Okay, good. So we've not touched on this, and enchanting is one of those kinds of things that's, I'm still a very big fan of playing around with enchanting and doing things and stuff. So let's see the enchanting table, what we can do. Let's do what we need to do for right now. We need to worry about infusion enchanting. There's a new method of crafting through the enchanting table. Each infusing recipe has a simple item input and 3 stat requirements. Each stat requirement will typically require at least some value and optimally a maximum value. Infusion enchantments only use the 3rd slot and will let you overexpend experience. No big deal. To perform an infusion enchantment, just place the item in the slot. If you have the correct stats, the 3rd slot will light up and clicking will perform the infusion. Enchanting power probably is where we need to kind of look at this then. How I make these. Enchanting stats. With the process enchanting stats, enchanting is dependent on more than just levels. There are currently 5 new enchanting stats. Blocks that provide enchanting status will have them on their tooltip. Eterna is the primary stat of enchanting. Each point of Eterna is increases the maximum enchanting level by 2. Some blocks can only provide Eterna up to a certain maximum value. Quanta. Okay, fine. What's the blocks? Okay, so in order for us to make this, we need to make an infused hell shelf, which requires at least 22.5 Eterna and 30% Quanta. I guess I'm going to figure out what this is all about, because, all right, well, put one of these down. What does it say? Nothing? Oh. Eternist. Oh, now I just gotta dig through everything and figure out what the heck I can do. How about one of those things real quick? Let me do the thing I usually do. Come on. Let me borrow 2 of these. So I just got to get it up a little bit further than that. Okay, I can probably find some things laying around the base that probably will do that, like normal. Sometimes things like, well, it used to be things like, I don't know, these would do that. So that's Quana. That would get us some more stuff there. So I just need plus 10%. Plus 5 was the whether better? 10%. Beautiful. Let's put a few of those down. This reminds me slightly of 25. 25, that was a little too far. 35. So in order to get this, we needed what? 30 and what? At least 30 and at least 22.5. And we need a little bit more of that, which means I could probably just make a few more bookshelves. So like max, yeah, I can't do anything with those. Those wouldn't do me any good either. So I need to make a health shelf. Oh. Lovely. So I need to make one of these things. At least 1 or 2. That's what I'm reading this correctly. So like this can only go to a max of 15. This can only go to a max of 15. This can only go to a max of 15. And a regular bookshelf can only go to a max of 15. But in order to get to there, we've got to do a 22. In order to get to that, we need 22.5, which means I need a health shelf or several of them. I gotcha. Okay. That means I need to brew a bunch of potions of regeneration. I can do that. I think I can do that just fine. Can we modify this to do that? Probably not. Whatever. We can do that over here. I'll get to work on that very quickly. Well, I screwed up. I thought I was recording for a second there, but again, we can just kind of go through this. So, in order to get all of the Eterna that we needed, at least to get to that point, I had to make about 6 of these plus a few of the other things that we have laying around. I don't think I need the wither skeleton skulls. I think there's enough. We're pretty close to enough either way. Anyhow, looking at it, we needed 22.5 Eterna and I think at least 30 Quanta in order to be able to craft an infused Hell Shelf, which will allow you, looks like, to increase your Eterna and your Quanta quite a bit. And I think if I use on this a little bit more, this will allow me to build a couple of these things. Some of this stuff I was actually looking at doing anyway, because we have tons and tons of enchantment books laying or enchanted books laying around. And then you can build a couple of things like this. I guess Hypothesis is going to allow you to do quite in-depth enchanting, and it may be something we may try to do eventually if we ever get to play with this mod again in another mod pack, because again, enchanting is kind of one of those things I do enjoy still in Minecraft. It's one of those things we do kind of play around with. I haven't really done anything other than I think I've done a little bit to this, but for the most part, it's just been the way that things work. So we have our infused hell shelf. Essentially, it was just place a thing in here and do this, and then pull the runes reveal out. It tells you what you can do. We don't need another one. At least I don't think I need another one. So let's go ahead, put the 2 things that we can do into the system, and then I need to go down and craft a whole bunch of runes. Actually, 2 things. I have plenty of those. What's the next one? I forget. Gem dust. Which we have a lot of. Most of this I found either in the nether or by crafting it. Then the crafting is basically done inside. It's downstairs. You're just recycling the gems that you get, like, so all these gems and what, well, not these gems, other gems. But yeah, the gems from the Hypothesis mod. So resource, like anything like this, you run it through the salvaging table and you can get more of the stuff. So let's go ahead and turn those 2 things in, or those 3 things in, and then I need to prepare all the parts to do all of this, so we can turn that in, we can get this going, and maybe we'll try to complete this today, because all I got to do is make one of those and go back to another sky village. So let me go make all that stuff. I will be right back. Oh, it's so fast. I love it. Give me all of those. We're done with those runes. Let's go ahead, turn that in, and that in. Done. That will get us a storm lens, which is creative. I will have to look up that and see what it does. And then we're looking at some stuff from the Reaper mod, which I think is something we can use to create power with. So then we need to go deeper into here, which means we need our plutonium pellets and a supreme machine frame, of which I can craft in just a couple of seconds. Let me go knock that one out. Diamond, diamond, go. Okay, Supreme Machine Frame. All right, we should be able to turn that line in now, which means you can submit that. And I need 5 of those plutoniums, which I didn't bother to grab. Plutonium, PLU. There we go. Grab an entire stack, and I would just throw it in there, but I'm not going to because we might need it. There we go. Submit. Amazing. Now, that is going to get us a lot of stuff. I don't know why I'm checking things out so quickly. So that's going to get a creative element container for both water, fire, earth, and air. That will get us a creative controller as well as a creative energy cell, which means I don't have to power my applied energistic system anymore. And the best thing of all is it gives me an ability totem for flight 1. Sadly, I already had one of those, I'm pretty certain, and threw it into the void when I was cleaning out the box. So apparently you can still manage to get this very, 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 very rarely if you continuously kill mobs with things that are usable. So that means this is now no longer a drag on our network. And I can remove wherever I put the thing. You can go away. Cool. And then if we ever do so decide we need to make a few things from here, we can make a few things with this using a creative controller to do whatever we need to do. We can put these down here, I think. For now, we'll just go ahead and plunk them next to all of this stuff. And if I need them again, I will use them, but I don't think we're going to need much more of it. And I don't think that... Okay, I was going to say, it did take it. It just didn't look like it took it for a second there. I guess we could just go ahead and... How much do you want? Ooh. Yeah. Well, I guess we have flight now. It's okay, I guess. It's not bad. I think this one's probably faster. But anyhow, cool. Flight, creative. I guess I can go ahead and make the rest of the stuff, or maybe we'll go make something else. I don't know what else I want to do with this. The hover pack's driving me nuts, at least for the most part, so it may be just something we won't worry about anymore. So, sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it right there. That's going to be for today. I think next time we will start working possibly on getting this going. This is going to be a lot of work, and we need to just kind of start messing around with it. And then I think we're going to maybe go to the end and start working on this one. So, yeah, we'll see you guys all then. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.